So, platformers.
Fuck them.
But not really. It's my favorite. one of my favorite genres. All right. So this is BJ's in the morning, the perfect way to start your day. I'm Joe. This is Bryan, and today we're talking about platformers.
We wanted to talk a little bit about the revival of the platforming genre. I think it's definitely coming back. Obviously,
I agree.
We have a list here in front of us of 11 games that either aren't out yet or recently released.
Relatively recently.
And it's a pretty fucking solid list, I would
I
say.
think so. I would play. I'm excited to play every single one of these games.
Yeah.
Some of them I've started.
Some of them
most
I've
of them
already
I have
played,
not.
Yeah, some of them
I'm waiting for the Switch version, but I'm pumped.
Yeah, obviously,
It's a great genre.
I think this has a lot to do with Kickstarter.
Totally agree.
Definitely helped out bringing the genre back with things like Mighty Number 9, which is on our list.
Yep.
Shovel Knight.
Bloodstained was
fantastic
one of them, right?
game. Shovel Knight is so
Yeah.
good. Bloodstained, went to Kickstarter.
Real quick too, just to jump back to Shovel Knight since you just brought that up.
Yeah.
Never played it before. Just now played it on the Switch.
Though,
yeah, and started it and been playing through for the Switch. I've got over 5 hours put into it. And it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Like it's good, but like to me, it's really tough. Everybody,
it's good, but the soundtrack though is so good.
Yeah, that's great. I love like the villages. Like you go and you meet the villagers. I'm like, this is like straight up Zelda 2.
Yeah.
Like just ripped right out of that. But I'm like, but it works. And it's like this game, like you can clearly see, especially in Shovel Knight, where it's like, cool, you can tell these people grew up with these games.
Yeah.
And they straight up carbon copied. This part is coming into our game. This part from this game's coming over here. This is coming over here. And it's like, we're going to make some awesome, badass game with all these parts.
Yeah.
And they did, and it worked out so well.
Yeah, Yacht Club Games, you can tell, like you said, they definitely grew up playing these games.
Yeah.
It was a labor of love for them.
Yeah,
and
100%.
This is something that they wanted to do.
Amazing.
They wanted to usher in this revival of the genre, and I think they did a fantastic job.
They did, 100%. I think that, and I think because Shovel Knight did so well, I mean, it literally is on every platform.
Yeah.
Like, there is not a system where Shovel Knight is not. It's even on 3DS, on Switch, on Wii U, all the PlayStation things. I'm sure it's on Vita somewhere.
I think so.
You know, like...
Yeah, it is.
Is it? Okay, cool. And so like it literally has put its claws into everything, and like we were saying, that is the one that kind of kicked it off,
selling
you know,
every single time.
Every time. And the DLC that they've got coming out for it is free.
Yeah.
If you bought, if you have it originally,
keep releasing all
and they
the new
keep
stuff.
putting more in. And like, there's one that's like coming out in the next couple of months, the Spectre of Torment or whatever it is. And Switch owners got it. If you bought it on Switch, you got it early. When the Switch
Everyone
launched,
else is getting it soon.
everybody else is getting it soon, like in the next like month or two.
Yep.
And I'm like, this game is old. This game's like a few years old.
Yeah,
and they
at
are
least.
still supporting it like hardcore. We know our fans like this game. We're gonna keep releasing stuff for you to put more into it, and that's awesome. And I wouldn't be surprised if we got a Shovel Knight 2.
Oh, for sure, 100%. They're gonna.
But
do
I
it.
think
They're gonna do it.
These guys. This is gonna go back to like what I was saying earlier about the Super Meat Boy guy and Binding of Isaac, where it's like they're making a new project. He could just as easily make a Binding of Isaac 2 or a Super Meat Boy 2, but he's like, no, I like games and I want to make something else.
Yeah.
And I could totally see Yacht Club like spinning off and being like, okay, Shovel Knight was awesome. We're gonna make a new game that's really cool. You know what I mean? And even if they like bumped it up to like a Super Nintendo style game, would be awesome.
Which I think that's something that they're gonna do.
That'd be so cool. And then imagine their third game
NES.
was an N64 game, and it was like very like
I would love
polygonal
to see
like
that progression.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
I would love that.
That would be so cool.
And that'd be so neat. And like that's awesome. And I think that's what's so great about Shovel Knight in particular. I know we're kind of talking a lot about it, but
it deserves it.
Yeah, 100%. Like that one, but that's what like kicked off this whole thing a few years ago. Of like people want these like old school retro throwbacks.
They do.
This is what's important to gamers. Yeah, like gamers like this. Like this genre went away for such a long time. Like I don't know who decided that platformers weren't like good games anymore.
Because shooters took over, man.
It totally is, and it's like there's nothing wrong with shooters. Like I like shooters. I like first-person games. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like to sit back with like an old school platformer. Totally agree. To sit back with an old school platformer and like just play that and just like jump through, side scroll some levels, jump on some bad guys, you know, stuff like that. That's awesome. I think it's totally great. Going off of this list, one of the newer ones that just came out was Yooka-Laylee.
Yeah, which speaking of N64, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Good time.
That was where the genre hit its peak with Super Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Donkey Kong, Glover, which was
I don't think I ever played Glover,
I love
but
Glover.
I've seen it.
I love Glover. But I mean, that was clearly where the genre was shining at its best.
Right.
And I mean, games like Yooka-Laylee, which is from the former Rare team, now known as Playtonic.
Right.
They did something very similar to what they had with Banjo-Kazooie.
Right.
There's a game coming out that was at Kickstarter called A Hat in Time.
Yep.
Which is supposed to be a mix-up of like Super Mario 64 meets Banjo-Kazooie. Another
That's
team
really cool.
that grew up playing those games. Obviously, we're still getting Sonics and stuff.
Right, we're getting like
Sonic
regular
Mania
Sonic
is coming
so
soon.
keep going.
Mega
Man, we've got is like another or Mega Man collection rather that came out a little bit ago.
Yep.
That is like a collection of these old school games that have been like I don't remember if they like remastered it or not. I don't think they remastered it, but I don't know if they like fixed it too because I don't think they did actually because I know like.
No.
Yeah, like speedrunners and stuff like
they're still,
when they run through it and they get hit on purpose because they know that gives you that like second of invincibility and you need that to like cross through other parts. So I really think they didn't fix it and I'm like that's so cool.
Yeah,
this is straight up an emulation.
Exactly like
all it is an emulation.
It's exactly
like they
like
did nothing to it
and
just put it on a cartridge or a disc or however you decide to play it or on a file and I'm like. That's so cool.
Yeah,
that's what they did.
Now, one game I do want to mention, obviously, that we have on our list is Cuphead.
Yes, Cuphead looks awesome.
Been in development for years.
It's about to be canceled.
It's not canceled.
You think?
It is not canceled.
It probably is because it's Microsoft and they just love to cancel. They cancel everything. So
poor Scalebound.
Yeah,
it's Cuphead is not getting canceled.
I really hope not.
That team obviously they've been having to rework it, and a lot of it was that it was literally a boss rush game.
Yeah,
I mean, it was you move from one boss to the next, and a lot of people wanted more from it.
Yeah,
which is why they had to rework it, and that actually delayed it by years.
Yeah, which is crazy.
But it looks like a 1930s Disney cartoon.
I love it. It looks like Steamboat Willie the game.
Fucking cool because not too many people else do that.
Right.
I mean, yeah, Steamboat Willie's a perfect example of what it is, and the animation that they use, the actual way that the game plays, from what I've seen, I haven't played it myself.
Right.
I can't wait for that game.
Yeah.
I hope it's on track for this year. It's supposed to be coming out to Xbox One and PC. I would love to get my hands on that.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be incredible. Another one thrown off here that just came out on our list is Shantae, the half-genie hero. Which is so cool because I remember Shantae. I remember having Shantae on my Game Boy.
Yeah, Shantae's been around forever, dude.
I'm like, that was so cool.
It's been around for a long time.
To have this one come out, and then this was actually just announced for Switch too, which I think is so cool. And like, I can't wait to play it there because the Switch is just
did a review on it
for that.
SuperGen. Really? Yeah, the one that came out on PS4 late last year. There's a review up on that if you want to check it out for sure.
Yeah, like, and that looks incredible, and like that, I think it's sold well. I mean, we sold.
It's
the first few weeks we had
it.
It sold well, got great reviews, stuff like that. Like, that's awesome. And so I'm like, I like how the market is not. It's not people that are looking at these games, and that's what I was afraid of, especially with Shovel Knight, is that I'll have some little kid in here who all he does is play Call of Duty, and he sees Shovel Knight on the shelf. He goes, no, that's old. That's for old people. I want Call of Duty.
Which is such a mistake.
And then it's like...
Such a mistake.
Great. And then it's like... But then, the one kid picks it up, and it's actually a good game, and he's like... He tells his friend, he goes, oh, Timmy, you got to play this. This was awesome. And he passes it to Jimmy, and he passes it to Tammy, and she passes it to Tommy. You know what I mean? Like, they're passing it. They're passing it all around. Turns out they're all cousins. But anyway, it's like, so you can see how it would get passed around because it's a good game. It's not like it's a piece of shit game that, like, some kid plays, and he's like, oh, this was garbage. I shouldn't have bought that. How many times have we been burned on games? And it's like, oh, yeah, fuck this game. I don't want to play this, and then it never goes anywhere. This is actually a good game that people will like, and the genre is like able to thrive again, and I think that's awesome. And again, it all started with Shovel Knight, which led into things like a Mighty Number 9, a Bloodstained, Axiom Verge, and like these old throwbacks.
Let's talk about Axiom Verge for a minute.
Yeah,
that was made by one dude.
I know, insane.
One fucking guy made that entire game. I know. That is crazy.
That's absolutely crazy.
And that is a perfect example of a Metroidvania game that should have been a Metroid.
Yeah, I can't wait to play it.
I would love to see what that guy can do with Metroid.
Yeah.
And if Nintendo is serious about doing a 2D Metroid, a 2D platforming Metroid and a 3D Metroid, and similar to Metroid Prime, give that guy the reins to Metroid. Let him do a 2D Metroid.
Right. Give him a team.
Give him a team.
Give him a team to help him.
Axiom Verge took him a long time.
Yeah, clearly, took him a long time.
It was a one-person game, like I said.
Yeah.
But if he had a team behind that and could do something with Metroid, I would love to see.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. And that's coming to Switch later this year too. I think. I think it's this year or it's unannounced.
And if it's not,
or whatever.
it should.
Yeah, I know it's coming to Switch for sure. Just don't know when. But that's where I'm gonna play it, and I cannot wait.
Yeah,
it looks
you'll love it, dude.
So incredible.
You'll love it.
And then this other one that you mentioned, The Season After Fall. What is that?
Seasons After Fall just came out today. It's a 2D platformer. where you actually are in control of the seasons. So you play as a fox, and you're trying to go awaken the guardians of the seasons. And each time you do, you actually get the mechanic of that season. So you can actually control what season it is in the actual environment. Each one has individual puzzle-solving mechanics based to it. Winter, you can freeze lakes. The springtime, you can actually cause it to flood and then freeze it, so that way you can actually get up higher. In the fall, you can actually bloom mushrooms and that kind of stuff to climb on them and get up even places. And then in the summertime, actually everything is more crisp and green. Vines will grow, allowing you to get up higher in the trees and that kind of stuff. Short game. It's about 6 hours.
Okay.
But
it's a good size,
it is fantastic. I can't recommend it enough.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds
It's Xbox One, PS4, and PC. I wish it was on Switch.
Yeah.
It's the perfect game for the Switch.
Yeah. I feel like any game on this list is perfect for the Switch. Like, this genre is perfect for the Switch.
Yep.
And that's why I'm so pumped for Yooka-Laylee when that finally makes it to the Switch.
And I actually haven't played Yooka-Laylee yet. I am waiting for it on the Switch. If there's a game coming to the Switch that I'm interested in, like, for example, Rime, not a platform.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to bring up.
But I want to play Rime on the Switch. I don't want to play it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels like a Nintendo
game. Feels like it should be something on a Nintendo console.
So, and I think Sony made a mistake letting that team go. I think
who's doing? Tequila Works.
Tequila Works, yeah. And they got picked up by a different publisher to do that game, and it's coming to every platform now.
Yeah, what else?
It was a PS4 exclusive.
What else did Tequila Works do?
Nothing. I don't remember.
I thought they did something. I don't remember. Hold on. I got the
internet. If they did, let us know.
I got the internet. Tequila Works.
So while we're looking this up.
Yeah.
They're based in Spain.
Weird.
Madrid, Spain.
Deadlight. Deadlight's the one that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Which I never played, but heard a bunch about it.
Okay.
Heard it was really good.
I haven't played Deadlight.
Deadlight sounds super familiar. That's the thing that I was thinking of. And I know that
I just know Ryan jumped out at me so much because it looks like the Wind Waker.
The Invisible Hours is the other one. That's the thing I was really thinking about. Deadlight I've heard of. The Invisible Hours is the one that I've heard about because it plays literally all the time at GameStop on the stupid TV that I have to listen to for 8 hours a day. It's a VR game. It's a PSVR game.
Okay.
And it's pretty much Sherlock Holmes, the video game, in VR, where there's all this stuff going. They have all these motion captures. It's like a behind-the-scenes video that they play at GameStop. All these like mocap things on people and all this like awesome like sound work and all this stuff. And it's VR, but you have to go through and figure out, like, it's like takes place in like the 30s and 40s, like not ancient, but like old style.
80 years ago in the old ancient times.
Right. But you have to go through and you have to like solve these murders and stuff. And it's really cool. And so it shows like the person like picking up, a piece of paper, like reading the clues and stuff.
Does it look
have to, like, figure out, it looks super cool.
Because that reminds me.
Yeah.
What was that game that just came out like 2-3 years ago on PS4? Murdered Soul Suspect.
Yeah.
That reminds me of something similar to that.
Yeah. Never played it. So, but it seems like it. So yeah, I don't know. That looks really cool. Not a platformer. Kind of going off topic here.
Yeah.
But
no, we totally.
Tequila Works. That's
what we do here.
Exactly. And that's what Tequila Works is all about. Who is doing Rime. Right.
Which is not on our list.
Right. Because it's not a platformer. So totally went off on the platformers, but whatever. Sometimes it just gets all over the place. These BJs in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a real mess.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think we hit everything on our list here. Do you have any last minute additions?
No. I mean, I'm super excited to see what happens next. I think that the platforming genre, it's one of my personal favorites. Besides,
I totally agree.
JRPGs is my all-time favorite.
Yep.
Platformer, survival horror.
Survival horror.
Kind of my 3 genres that I kind of stick to. I play everything, but those are the 3 that I will choose those over anything else.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what happens. Now, if Yooka-Laylee does well, and for all intents and purposes, it should.
Right.
But it didn't on PS4 and Xbox One. They had a lot of problems when it came out.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that by the time the Switch version comes out, it's fixed, because I would like to see them keep going with it.
Yeah.
And I think Platonics is the team, but them, Yacht Club, and who does Bloodstained?
Isn't it NT Creates? I think it's NT.
Yeah, those 3 studios, I think, are the teams that can actually lead this revival into the future, and I would love to see this genre actually become a staple once again, kind of take back some of the pie from like shooters and like the standard third-person action games that are just running rampant all over the place.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah. Great genre, great everything, good conversation, and that was it. Platformers.
We'll see you next time.
Suck.